This is Roppongi Rocks, and we are at Skogsröjet Festival with Danko Jones. Welcome back.
Thanks.
The love for rock and roll and the energy in your music really shines through. It's what I think as a fan. I mean, is that how you feel about your music when you create it?
Yeah, I mean, we wouldn't release it if we didn't really like it ourselves. And you try to write songs that, you know, you would buy or you would listen to first and foremost. I mean, by the time everybody hears it, you've heard it 1,000 times and you're kind of sick of it. But the initial moment when you come up with the songs and you jam it out and you finish it and you play it, and then when you first hear it finished in the studio, those are really magic moments. Arguably, probably the best moments of being in a band.
And speaking of being in a band, you've obviously written a few songs like Being in a Band and you know, about playing rock and roll and all this. And what's the formula to actually do that? Because you do it in a very good way. Some other people write about being a rock artist and it comes across as corny or not so good or cheesy, but you're really good at it. Is there a formula, or is it just natural to you? Or?
I really don't know. You just lead with what, you know, with authenticity, I think. And then I think people can suss it out, how genuine it is or not. I don't want to point fingers, but like, you know, when you put it on a little thick, I think people can sense that it's thick.
Yeah.
You know. So I honestly write those lyrics because I believe in it, as sometimes as cheesy as it could be. As long as, like I said, you lead with authenticity, I think people can kind of suss out the genuineness of it.
Indeed. And last time we met was in Sydney, Australia. You were playing a headline show 5 years ago, and now you're playing a festival show tonight. Is there a big difference for you as an artist when you're at a festival, maybe win new fans who don't know about you or didn't know they like you?
Yeah, I think that's kind of how we were able to do our own tours, you know, is we got on some spots like, well, going back 20 plus years ago now, that were pivotal in us going out and playing, doing our own tours. And that's because we were in front of a large audience at a festival that we could never have garnered on our own, even if we were opening for another band.
Very good. And your recordings, I mean, your latest album was September last year-ish, so nearly a year ago now.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of the recent albums, they sound like you sound live. You managed to capture that, you know, live sound somehow. Is that on purpose, or is it just the way it turns out?
I don't know. We just work with good producers, I think, who know our band. Like, we worked with Eric Ratz for 4 albums now, and we worked with Garth Richardson on a record in 2018. So I think the last like 5 albums we've done are our best albums. I know a lot of people's entry point on our band was like the earlier stuff, like Born a Lion and We Sweat Blood, but really, if you've stuck with us, you could really see, I believe, that the last 5 records are our strongest.
Yeah. Well, they're very strong for sure. You keep delivering. So, and what's next after this summer tour? Or
well, after the summer, we do a few shows, a couple of shows in Canada, and then we do a Spanish, Portuguese, German tour for a month in October and November, and then we're back in the studio to record the next record. So we're kind of writing the next record right now. We're I'd say halfway done the writing.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much for speaking with Roppongi Rocks, and we
All right, thanks
look
for having
forward
me.
to the show.
Yeah, cool.
Cheers.